Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. Welcome to another market open stream. Today, unfortunately, we have more FUD. A Fed president said more rate hikes may be coming. Let's talk about it, and let's talk about this pending debt ceiling catastrophe and how Bitcoin solves it all. And there's the market bell. Welcome, guys. I am back. My voice is getting a little bit better. Hopefully, you guys caught my recap video. I had a great time down in Miami. I had a great time making that film. So hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. But on to business. Today, look at the market. U.S. market is flat, not looking so good. Because, of course, we have this one Fed president who's not Fed Chair Powell, okay? And he's rambling off about, hey, even if this next FOMC meeting, even if we don't have another rate hike in this next FOMC meeting, don't think that's the end, right? He's saying, well, even if we have a pause, we may have another hike afterwards. I mean, like, who wants to hear this, okay? We had one full freaking year of rate hikes, basically. And we're finally getting to a point where we have the thought that, or this notion that maybe it's over, right? Like, enough is enough. And now you have some other Fed president from Indianapolis saying, well, yeah, you know what? Don't be so happy. Don't be so cheerful, because even if we do get a pause, we might increase it again. No, everyone's expecting a cut afterwards, not another rate hike afterwards, okay? I mean, total nonsense. What a way to throw more FUD on top of a FUDish market already. And of all the times, to say this now, too. I mean, don't we have enough FUD about the debt ceiling, which will be much worse? And we got like 1 week to solve this. Okay, we got both sides, Congress, not agreeing to each other. You got Biden, McCarthy. They're meeting at a White House to try to avoid. I don't know what they're talking about. They need to convince Congress, not each other. But basically, we got something that's much worse. Pending catastrophe if the U.S. defaults and no longer able to pay its liabilities, right? Or its debts. So that would be absolutely horrible. And that's coming in a couple weeks. Do I still think that we'll get some bipartisan support at the very end and this will be resolved? Probably. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe this is one of those moments that we don't get a resolution and we see financial meltdown in the U.S. No one wants to see that. I don't want to see that. Even as a Bitcoiner, I do not want to see the U.S. dollar or U.S. economy collapse, because even though long term we know that these kind of things will help Bitcoin, but short term it's going to be bad. Really, really bad. So not looking forward to this at all, but this is still kind of putting a ceiling on the markets right now. Everything pretty much, right? And if you look at a Treasury Department, well, they're running out of cash real fast. So they dropped from 68 billion down to 57 billion. This was last Friday, okay? So the cash burn is real, and it's getting lower and lower and lower and lower. This is why Janet Yellen has said by June 1st, we'll run out of money. We can't pay anything anymore, okay? And we'll start having to make decisions on what not to pay first, basically, which is a situation you don't want to be in. Now, there's some talks about Janet Yellen just minting $1 trillion platinum coin and somehow using that to pay bills. And don't get me started how the math works on that. The Fed is the only one, as far as I know, that has the ability to create more money. The U.S. Treasury, I don't believe, has an authorization to just physically mint. They have to physically mint $1 trillion platinum coin. I don't think they have the authority to do that. And if so, Is that really, can they really just cash that in for $1 trillion? Hopefully not, because that's like, I don't know. I'm not smart enough to know how that works. But I thought the Fed was the only one that's able to do that. But now the Treasury Department can somehow do it. That rumor is like spreading around. So hopefully that's not the case. And what happens if $1 trillion platinum coin gets stolen? What if it gets stolen and can other nation states cash it in because they created it? I don't know. That would be wild. That would be a wild movie. But anyways, yeah, so there's a lot of fuddish things going on right now. The debt ceiling is still not over. Now, on top of that, you have a Fed president saying that, don't be so comfortable with no more rate hikes. There will be more. These are all no good things. No good things at all, which is why people are turning to Bitcoin, right? This is why people are like, what is going on? None of this really makes any sense. Okay, why are the smartest people in finance supposedly causing such a mess of things? How can we even get here, right? How do we get here? And then plus, this week we have more economic data, right? Probably not good. You got pending home sales. You got a core PCI reading later. Q1 GDP, which will probably not be good. And then you have FOMC meeting minutes, which was from the last meeting. And sometimes there's things that come out of there that people don't like. Maybe some kind of signal that maybe there's more rate hikes. I don't know. Hopefully that's not the case. New home sales, manufacturing service. There's a lot to look forward to this week. A lot to look forward to. And what is going on with the Celtics and Lakers, by the way? Celtics down 3-0. I don't like the Celtics all, but still, everyone thought it was going to be a Lakers and Celtics finals, and now it's looking like it's going to be Heat and Denver because Lakers absolutely crushed, and same thing with Celtics. I'm just throwing that out there because it's not very opposite of what everyone else thought. Anyways, as for Bitcoin, there is something that's actually going to cause massive, massive buying pressure. Unfortunately, we've heard this song before, okay, and that is Tether. Ooh, Tether is taking the playbook of Luna and UST and deciding that they're going to take their profits and buy Bitcoin with it, right? So they have a ton of profit. They've made $1.5 billion in Q1 of 2023 alone. That, keep in mind, just Q1 of 2023 is a very weak period, and they still made $1.5 billion. And they're going to take some of that, 15% of that, and buy Bitcoin. That's $75 million of Bitcoin, and they already hold $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. So as Tether makes more and more money, they're going to buy more and more Bitcoin and put in their treasury, right? Which sounds really good. As long as Tether stays around, I'm still iffy on Tether, okay? But, this was a great decision to remember when Luna decided to buy and hold all this Bitcoin, but they wasted it trying to save the peg. Hopefully, Tether doesn't do something stupid down the road similarly like that. But if they stay around for a very long time, and as the market recovers and their profit goes higher, well, they're going to be buying more and more and more. There's going to be a lot more buying pressure on Bitcoin. It'll probably stabilize the price, right? And make it so that it's not so volatile. The dips will not be as much. And during a bull market will definitely cause Bitcoin to pump much higher. So that's kind of interesting. That's something new that they're doing. As long as they're okay. As long as they don't collapse or anything like that. But as for Bitcoin itself, right now it's going through this period, this consolidation period that only happened twice before. And after it happened, Bitcoin saw some good movement. Well, not really. Sometimes not. So volatility is really, really low right now, okay? And whenever you have volatility really low and Bitcoin's range is within like a small amount, that's usually an indication that something big is about to happen, right? So we're kind of right there. Like, we know that Bitcoin's price volatility has basically leveled out. We're stuck right around this 27,000. Something big is about to happen. Well, if you're looking at a chart like this, look at the green, breakout plus retest every single time before we go on a powerful bull run. Okay, we have a breakout and then we have a retest. Always happens. When you zoom out like this, it seems like it just goes up forever. No, but every time we break out, especially on this chart, the moving average ribbons, when you have a breakout, then you have it to come down, retest, and then boom, then you start going up. And that's exactly what Bitcoin did, right? So that's where we are. And seeing how volatility has basically gone sideways, there's big pending moves right around the corner. Here's a closer picture of that retest, right? And if you compare it to 2014, 2015, 2016, it's exactly what happened before Bitcoin started moving up in a big, big way, okay? That's why we want to stick with Bitcoin. Despite all the fuddish things that's going on, right, long term, it's definitely going to move more people out of fiat, out of banks, and into something that's decentralized and not controlled by any central bank and government. That's Bitcoin. That's why number of addresses holding one Bitcoin, one whole coiners above 1 million, and continues to go higher and higher and higher. Like, this never seems to go down, especially since basically beginning of 2022. It's been just going up and up and up. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't dipped at all, right? And by the way, today's the Bitcoin pizza day. Okay, every year we go through this, and every year this guy has to live through the shame of paying 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 Papa John pizzas. Now, what did Papa John would do with those 10,000 Bitcoins? Imagine if Papa John's actually held the Bitcoins, but I think this is just an employee doing it for fun, right? But what would the irony, the irony behind all this is, if the Papa John's store owner or employee, right, that actually took this, held it, and became one of the richest men out there, that would be, wow, that would be crazy to think about. But I don't think that happened. But anyways, this guy paid $267 million, today's equivalency, for 2 Papa John's pizzas. Now, I hear that he's still doing very fine. He still has loads of Bitcoin, but 10,000 less than what he would have had you not spent it. This is the problem you have with Bitcoin is, people are fearful about spending it because what's going to happen another 10 years, right? We'll all laugh at the notion of 27,000 Bitcoin because in 10 years it could be at $1 million or $2 million, right? So this is why I, right now, personally, not spending any Bitcoins at all. It would be kind of silly to, even though there's a lot of developments happening on Lightning Network and stuff, but still, yeah. Anyways, who knows? Who knows what the person did after accepting the 10,000 Bitcoins? That would be wild if he threw it onto a hardware wallet and just left it there. That would be absolutely crazy. Anyways, moving on, a couple exchange news, not good ones. Malaysia says Huobi isn't registered, must cease operation. But I also argue since Huobi is now controlled by Justin Sun, everyone should get out anyways. Can't trust that guy, okay? Whatever he touches burns. So ever since it was announced that he took full ownership, I would say that was the time to get out of Huobi. There's plenty of other exchanges that's way better. And if you're overseas anyways, right, look at something like Binance or OKX. I had a good conversation with OKX over this last week. But, there's plenty of big exchanges out there that are doing much greater things than Huobi anyways. And also, I don't know. I've heard of Hotbit. I don't know where they're located, but they're just shutting down altogether everywhere. So if you have money on Hotbit, you should get it out immediately. Hopefully they have withdrawals open because they're just giving up. They're just saying we don't want to operate anymore. We can't continue. So make sure you get your money out of Hotbit ASAP. All right. And then lastly, Gemini's complained that DCG missed a $630 million payment. So that's no good. This is part of the Genesis debt that I guess DCG was going to pay, but decided not to. Have anyone heard from Barry Silbert anymore? Because he used to be like Do Kwon, where he was real cocky on Twitter, right? And then now I don't think anyone has heard from him ever since Genesis went under. See, this is the problem when you have cocky young leaders that they think they're on top of the world, and then they start tweeting all this shit on Twitter, and then, you know, the shame comes back on them when something like this happens, right? So I never liked how he was acting on Twitter, just like Do Kwon. A lot of these guys just like way too cockish. But anyways, that's also what happened, in case you guys are wondering. Hey, Bitcoin's up a little bit, 27,000. Market up a little bit. No, I mean, it's still mixed. People still wondering what's going to happen with this. All right, let's do some Q&A. Danny Boy, Crypto Crow said hello and just hodl it. Dude, I met Jason at a couple parties, at Ben's party and my Hourglass party. Really nice guy, him and his wife. Unfortunately, I have to apologize to him because at the Maxim party, he didn't have his ticket. Someone else was supposed to give him his ticket, and I was going in. And I was going to bring him in, but I had a cabana, so I had limited tickets that was reserved for other people already. So I kind of feel sorry I had to leave him there. But you know, hopefully he was okay with that. But he, you know, really good guy. I'd love to do more with him. Huge Cardano guy. Huge. He's building a game on Cardano. He's building another social platform on Cardano. Really good. I just created a new word, cockish. Crypto Hound saw the big super chat earlier today. Thank you for that. Also, Fizzle, big super chat. Thank you for that. Ed Austin, should someone explain why BTC peak occurs 10 months after halving? Why is the peak value not baked in even before halving? That's just a phenomenon that no one knows. It just happens every single time. Maybe the whales all get in and start buying. No one really knows why. The Chad Elliott experience. Thoughts on Pulse X. Also, my MetaMask was compromised and I lost my IM George strap on T. That's no good. The second part, you need to be more safe with the sites you visit. And then Pulse X is a big no for me. This is a big negative 0 no for me. Jan asks, I don't understand why more rate hikes will be coming. Have enough banks gone under? What is the method? Is madness? I don't know. That's why, you know, I don't know. And why do you have to say this now? Just wait, right? Wait until after the next rate hike, then discuss maybe, or after the pause, then discuss it later. I mean, you don't have to foreshadow, or I don't even know what the proper word or term is. Like, you don't have to give this warning ahead of time, right? Just to scare people even more. I mean, I don't know. Lazaro, appreciate it. I don't know. I don't want the Lakers to be a sweat, but at this point, it's clear that the Nuggets are too good. I mean, Lakers did what they can, but Nuggets are just way too good. I think even with Jimmy Butler playing lights out, I think Nuggets are going to win probably this year. Jokic is go get his first championship. Not to say he doesn't deserve it. He's unstoppable. Like, there's no one that could stop him. Jamal Murray turned into like Jordan in playoffs times. Like, he doesn't miss. He doesn't. I don't know what it is with Jamal Murray. He was like that, during the COVID bubble series, and then the Lakers had him, but then since then he kind of disappeared. Now he's back to his normal self again. Crypto Della, I have seen it. No, I had enough with meme coins. Someone told me about refund very early on. I could have done a 10x, but I've been so burned with other meme coins. I'm like, no, I don't want to take a risk. But that was the one probably I should have gone into. Forget U.S. markets. What will happen when China come into market on June 1st? Bull run begins. What do you mean by that? Clarify. Clarify they're going to come in on June 1st. You mean when the U.S. defaults? Vinny. Appreciate it. Vinny Robertson. First time super chatter. Thoughts on Ben Coin now with BitBoy behind it? I don't know. That Ben.eth guy is just really nuts. He's a really nutty guy. I don't think Ben even knew what he was getting involved with, but now he's trying to take it over. I know that that's going to happen. So, but I don't know what kind of utility Ben is going to bring to it, but we will see. But I know that for sure is taking place. Oh, when China will be able to trade via Hong Kong? Is that real? Because if that's real, that's absolutely huge. And that is when crypto will probably start pumping because there's so much money in China and Asia. Is that really true? Is that when they'll be able to do it? I need to do more research on that because if that's the case, that should be what everyone's focused on. GM will introduce an all-electric Cadillac Escalade IQ later this year. That'll be sweet. Escalade is a sweet car. Or street, truck, whatever. I have not driven any EVs from GM. Everyone's saying it's legit. China, June 1st, Hong Kong, crypto trading. Let's see. Let's see if I can find something. Hong Kong to make crypto trading legal for citizens on June 1st. Will officially make for all the citizens. Is this real? Or it's just Hong Kong citizens? Oh, it's just Hong Kong citizens, right? Not all of China can do it. Here's my one. Hong Kong will legalize the purchase, sale, and trading cryptos for all citizens. The move will also include mainland Chinese institutions. Okay, that's important. So mainland Chinese retail investors cannot do it, but the institutions can. And they have billions to trillions of dollars. Oh, this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Oof. I think I think we're gonna see some crazy pumps after this. I don't know why this is not talked about more, honestly. Yeah, so this is not just for Hong Kong, but mainland Chinese institutions, meaning like all the big tech companies, the banks, financial institutions, right? And all those like rich mainland Chinese people, they can go to Hong Kong anytime they want. They can just bring bags of cash with them too. I have driven the F-150 Lightning. It's awesome. It's one of the best trucks I've ever driven. I've not driven a Rivian though. I like this a lot. All right, I'm going to talk more about this tonight because this is pretty big news. This is really big news, actually. As long as it's legit, okay. I don't know. This is from this guy right here, though. I don't know if this is legit or not. This is what he's saying. Thoughts on DeFi chain or Cake DeFi Limited? I don't know when. I don't know those projects. F-150 5-liter plus a Whipple supercharger equals Lambo killer. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't. Lambos are very fast. Okay, F-150s have to be like 1,000 horsepower to come anywhere close to it. How many of you guys are attending the Singapore conference? Token 2049? I'm thinking about attending it. A lot of people's been telling me to go, but I really don't want to go because it's so far away. And that's when my house is going to be done building, so I really don't want to go, but I may have to because it's part of my new mission to connect more and get myself out there. Ryan, yeah, Canada's tough. Isn't I think Coinbase is still in Canada, right? So you could still trade in Canada, but mine is out. I don't know who else is available in Canada. Hopefully you're not using WonderFi. I don't know if they're even still out. All right, guys. Anything else? Yeah, Coinbase. I can't use Coinbase. I don't like him. Well, I don't have anything against them, but they banned me years ago, and I have no idea why, and I still can't get it back. So I can't tell you how good or not good Coinbase is. Yeah. All right, guys, let's conclude today. More fuddish news. It seems like every day there's fuddish news. Debt ceiling catastrophe still around the corner. Treasury running out of cash really, really fast. Another Fed president came out and said, hey, we may get another rate hike even after a pause. So, I mean, I don't know what to do with this kind of data. And then we got more economic data that's probably not going to be that good for this week. Everything is softening, so I doubt any of these will be spectacular. So there's a lot of bad, fuddish things going on, but just keep this picture in the back of your mind that, yeah, we don't go up linearly all the time or forever. we do come back down. But overall, this is what Bitcoin has done and will continue to do. So don't give up, my friends. I will see you guys tonight. We'll talk more about this breaking news, which somehow is not as... Well, I'll just talk more about this. So, all right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you watch my recap video and the XRP video that I put out last few days. And I'll see you guys tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.